Call this meeting to order of the Coos Bay Library Board of Trustees, August 20th at 5:15 p.m. Welcome, everybody. Do we really need to do introductions? There's nobody online that's not.
I think there's nobody online and we all know each other.
And we all know each other, so we'll skip that one. And I'm assuming there's no public comment.
Correct.
So we'll move into the circulation report, which is page something, 4 of your packets. Any questions for Sammy or the team?
Well, I did have one, and that was, are children's audio books and videos and CDs kind of a thing of the past now?
Well, not really.
They're
No.
still
Yeah, they
relevant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially videos and audiobooks.
The audiobooks have never been a big,
yeah.
big one, but they still circulate, but they're not as much as, definitely not as much as the adult ones. That's for sure.
Right.
Well, and that was inventory, right? So we haven't lost any or bought any in a while.
No, and they're not as readily available, the Karen audio, anyway.
Hi, Karen.
Well, I just see every kid just about with a device in front of them, so it made me wonder. You know.
Well, we still sell all of our children's videos in the bookstore. They go out just as fast as we get them in.
Yeah, that's really good. So we've just started, Karen, so we're on the circulation report on page 4. Any other questions for the team on the circulation report? All right, then we don't have to vote on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can't vote the circulation out, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So we can move on to.
Well, I did want to make a comment on that. There are so many people attending programs. It's like 18 or so. I think I divided that just to show
For program?
if it were equal, which I know it isn't, but I'm pretty amazed by that. You know, 1,142 in attendance at 62 programs.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know, I had to update that because I forgot a program, so it's actually 67.
Oh,
Wow.
well, that's a lot of people.
That's really
Absolutely.
Okay, so remind me the difference between Hoopla and Libby.
Libby is a statewide consortium, and we pay into it and we all share it.
And that's digital books.
Those are digital audio and digital books. And so, yes. And then Hoopla has audio, books, music, TV, movies, and graphic novels.
Okay.
Do either organization provide like banners or posters that can be put up? Because I would be curious to know if we put something up, if that would drive up usage.
We do have some stuff. We do, most new cards get a Hoopla little mark in it when we send them out, and we promote it in other ways too.
Okay, I was just thinking like around the library, like there's like a stand or something.
Like a QR code.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
it could
have,
be QR code. I was thinking more like, we're on the board, we don't know the difference between the Hoopla. Like,
well,
imagine that
yeah,
a regular
users just,
user
is-
would know is.
users don't care who pays for it.
None of us
No,
can pay for it, but
yeah.
just what can I
Right.
get? It's
Right.
on Hoopla, I know I can get TV shows.
Right.
I know I can't on Libby.
Yeah.
But I only know that because I've used both.
Right.
And to advertise,
Mhm.
maybe buy the DVDs. Hey. you
We
can
have to
get
be
your-
slightly careful on Hoopla though, because unless you have a Coos Bay or Allegheny zip code, you can't use it.
I mean-
But that's like a Q&A.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know?
But just
We have
for
Libby.
your
Yeah.
knowledge. Or if you live in North Bend, they also subscribe to.
You put a little asterisk.
Well, I just think
Talk
that's
about angry parents,
fascinating.
except it's not parents.
Because the other day I bought an ebook and I went, I could just borrow that
Yeah.
off Libby.
Either one of them. The problem with Libby is they have a different licensing model. So you quite often, it's but similar to the physical thing, one book, one person at a time. And you have to put on hold and that, that thing.
I'm 106
on the list.
I know,
They
I hate
push
that. When I look at,
water. But remember,
naughty.
we share that throughout the state
Yes.
with lots of other people, so.
But
But
Hoopla is,
Hoopla is it on demand.
okay,
If there's a book that all 16 of you in your book club want to read and it's on Hoopla, all of you can read it at the same time.
all right. The other reason I haven't done it is because my library card is somewhere. And it's
can
never
do that.
with me when I'm on my iPad, my personal iPad.
Yeah, once you sign in, it'll just keep it and then.
Yeah, but I haven't, yeah.
You can come get some help from the librarian.
You could.
I could. But I never bring my iPad with,
Well,
and that's the problem.
Well, yeah, we don't drive to your
Yeah,
house to do it.
All right. So we'll move on. Any other comments or questions about circulation report? If not, we'll move on to the treasurer's report and financials. If I am understanding correctly, because I also have these 10 financials, these are still draft because the last fiscal year has not been concluded yet.
Correct.
I don't know when yours concludes, but mine doesn't conclude until October.
It probably concludes after the audit,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So it's a good thing that we always have some carryover because of course we don't get income for a little
We
while.
won't get it until November.
Till November. So it's a really good thing that there's carryover to get us through these first.
That is a very
Full-
deliberate, thing.
So the first part of the report, of course, is each of the funds. And then the second part of the report is all of the actual checks and such. So any questions? I did see that insurance went up.
yeah, I was asking
Yep.
about that too.
And that's always, that they estimate to the best of their ability and then,
Okay. It's the same carrier though.
yeah, oh yeah, the city is self-insured, so.
Okay.
I had one question on expenses, the detail. Janway code promo items, are those like the mugs or was that for a program?
It's for things like mugs and other promotional things.
So I was wondering, are they a union shop or is there somewhere locally that we might support that would be equally as cost efficient?
We price them out and there's no place
Okay.
around that can touch that price, unfortunately. Although that might be changing depending on,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. And just for everybody's information, reversing prepaids out of FY '25 is because they cross over the fiscal year and so they have to make them
I
equitable.
wondered, I saw that all
Yeah.
over the place.
If
Yeah,
a
that's what happens
subscription-
every July.
Yeah, if
Okay.
the subscription goes into August, they have to split it. between
Yeah, they
the 2 years.
prorate a part of it out of last fiscal into this fiscal.
So the July one, yeah, it's not very thrilling because it's only 1 month, but, and you'll see, like, the insurance is pretty, that's done. That shouldn't change at all the rest of the year. Things like, periodicals is at 68% because we pay most of those right up front type thing. So that one will change a little bit as some other subscriptions come due, but for that's why it's so high right now in the first month. Those are usually the two things that max out pretty early in the year.
Any other questions? Comments or concerns? Okay, we'll move on to the memorial and then we'll vote on the memorial starts on page 17, or is on 17. And we got some funds in. So the Friends, and that's awesome.
And we had a few donations and then most of it went out for food share. And yeah.
I'm surprised that we've had that refrigerator since 22. I didn't think it had been that long, so I was looking at the stats, and I was like, yeah, we've had it that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Time
And
flies.
November.
November of 20. Karen, you had a question?
I did. So the donation here, I'm pretty sure that there's a way to donate right next to the fridge. So I'm guessing that's where that $2 comes from. And I know
No.
that it's not.
Those are two different things. Beat takes donations for it and we take donations for it.
Okay, well, that was the other question I had about Beat, because I know that if you wanted to do an online donation, it goes through Beat, right?
Correct.
Okay, so,
We just have some people who come in and say, hey, put this towards the fridge.
okay, so this $2 happened here and the beet stuff,
It's totally separate from us.
okay.
Sometimes like, people, they'll get prints and there'll be $2 in change that they should get back and they'll say, put it toward the fridge. And we say, okay, and so we put it toward the fridge. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
All right, any other questions on the memorial fund? All right, then I'll accept a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. If there's no other discussion on the financials, I'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Any correspondence?
No.
No correspondence, so we will move to you
Okay.
and the librarian's report.
So, yes, I sent out the wrong numbers initially and changed them. Our total programs for the month were 67, total attendance, 1,380 people. I somehow missed story time. So most of that, a great deal of that, big chunks of summer reading, of course. But then we had some of our regular, all year long programs. Yeah, so it was another very successful month in July.
I'm curious about the podcast.
Mhm.
It says 79, is that 79 downloads?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, our podcast no longer puts out any more new episodes,
Oh, okay,
but those are people every month who find it, download it, and so.
okay. Why did it stop?
Brittany left and
Oh.
she was the driver behind it, so.
Just a comment that writers group and beginning computer mouse are kind of lonely there.
Yeah, which is funny because usually our mouse class fills up, but
What is that then?
it's just, the mouse class
Yeah,
is literally computer 101.
How to use
Actually,
your mouse.
Computer 50, or like just how. you
Basic.
Very basic, yeah. And usually it fills up, but this is the one time it didn't, so.
mhm.
What is considered filled up?
We usually are only able to do about 6 people in that
Okay.
class, because it's very like help intensive.
All right. Any other comments on the librarian's report? We can move on to the room report as well, and of course, it's only 1 month.
Yeah.
So we had 105 uses of the room, and then there were 760 people in those uses.
Yes.
Okay. Right, any comments or questions on that? All right, and then we've got all of our cool statistical data,
Are updated there.
and that one little dot.
Yeah, one little sad dot on every one of them for this month, or for July.
But the community fridge dot for July is quite
Way
way
up
higher
there,
than the dots for July of the previous years.
Absolutely.
And
I appreciated the years where color code, like it was the same color.
Yeah.
I'm curious though about the linear, for fiscal year 2024. That appears on.
In which
chart? Number of programs, page 25, program attendance, page 26.
Are you talking about the dotted line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the trend line.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm just curious why just,
It's not, it's just the trend lines are red. They have nothing to do with the year. That's your.
yeah, but it
it
says
does, no.
fiscal year.
Oh, I don't know. I just put in a trend line. I don't know why it did. Maybe because, no, it wasn't even the year. It would have been 25 when I did it. Yeah, I don't know. Like if you go in there and you just tell it, put in a trend line.
Yeah. I would say I don't need to see a trend line. I'm more interested in
I mean, I could take them off.
what
That's
does the year look like.
Yeah.
I just had a couple questions. Items checked out at the library. It looks like there's a huge decrease from January through June of this year. If I'm reading that chart correctly. I'm sorry, yeah.
of last year, the fiscal year 25.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. The year we
Yeah,
just
but
ended.
it would be this January, so this past 6 months.
Yep.
Yeah, so, is there,
I'm sorry, which chart are you looking
some
at?
kind of?
We're on page,
Yeah, page
27.
You can see it
Yes.
big.
Oh,
The
you can
blue
see
line goes much below the red line.
Right, and that's very different from almost all the other ones. So, just curious as to.
I think that number's not, I think that data's not correct.
Yeah, that can't be because it's been increasing, so we'll check the data on that.
Okay, thank you. And then, 29, Myrtle Woodroom use. I'm guessing that that's gone down because the fee was instituted. So, yeah, it looks like maybe that started going down in April. Does that sound right?
Yes, but we weren't charging them. So
Yeah.
So maybe it was
it's
already trending down.
just what Roomies just kind of does its thing and it depends on, and there were, to look at it, I have to dig into it, but it may be longer uses of the room, so I can't put as many people in it. That affects it.
When we do some of our longer programs, it takes up the whole day and no one else can use it for the whole
Okay,
day.
so that kind of.
And it counts as one still.
Okay, that's good information to have. And then library versus non-library use. My note on that was, I think that, as I recall, it's there are snapshots throughout here. So do we just automatically assume that? Well, maybe it's not. No, I'm sorry, that was, okay, that one wasn't the one, the snapshot one. Look at.
So you're thinking of probably the snapshot one is the
Gate count.
gate.
Gate count, right.
The gate
And I do have a
count.
question about that one. So, library versus, okay, so we can see library versus non-library use. You can see again that Myrtlewood is going down.
Yep.
And that was going to be anticipated. And then on page 34, the gate count, right? That was the one where it's the snapshot. So, do we assume that that was last year and this year?
Yeah, so that was last December
Okay.
and then this January and then this July.
Okay.
I want to go back one.
Okay.
Our wireless connections jumped like 4,000,
Yeah.
3,000 from July of 23, 24, 24, 25 to now, this past July was almost 12,000.
But remember when we talked about wireless, that don't trust those numbers completely, because the way they've set up the wireless is like a spider web, and they can't pull each thread from it, so they have to capture sort of a guesstimate. So, but it would not surprise me that it's through the roof, because so many people have their own devices, and we get lots of people in here.
And
Just
that's-
printing off their phone, they're using the wireless to send us stuff, and,
Yeah.
so.
And then there's a lot of people too, if you drive by when we're closed, there are a lot of people in our parking lot using Wi-Fi now. Way more than there was.
I know we send people here because we don't have Wi-Fi.
Well, it's
Yeah.
free Wi-Fi in town.
Yeah.
So. Free is the keeper.
Free. Okay, anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. We're still trying to figure out the best way to capture that, and
Is that talking to IT to figure out a better solution?
we have been round and round and round with IT about that. So,
You guys still have it,
yeah.
because the city changed over
Yeah,
to
to
this
system.
different. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on the statistical? All right. Thank you, Sammy, for all of that. Now we go into.
I'm sorry, real
Yep,
quick.
yep.
I feel like I didn't hear what you wanted out of gate count, but did you have a specific question on gate count?
Well, I was going to request if you could add the figures on there, just so we're absolutely certain we know what we're talking about. The question I did ask is, do we assume that it was 24 and then into 25?
Add the year.
But if you could add the year, that would be helpful just to confirm when we're looking at that. Thank you very much.
And I'll say, I would still really like to see full months, like seeing these snapshots side by side of December, and then I think it's a small chunk of December, then a teeny tiny chunk of January next to a teeny tiny chunk in July. I don't think gives a very clear picture as to gate counts. It shows me those exact days, but I'm looking for more trends.
Do you want,
across the year.
okay, when you say by the month, you want just the month?
No, what I'd like to know is every single day, like what I'd love, I mean, it could be a scatter plot. I mean, there are different
Yeah.
graphical methods to produce that. I just would like to see trends, just like we're seeing, on wireless connections, on room use, like just
Blotted out.
plot it out, but not just these bar graphs, because I think we're seeing teeny tiny chunks that I don't think give us the big picture of when are people using, what days of the week are they using, what times of the year, and seeing that year over year.
It would be interesting to see just, because it's already on this report, the monthly. It would be interesting to see the monthly, because I don't know if it's
Monthly what?
a gate count. So that would give us per month. Unless there's,
Because unless I'm wrong, the gate count has to be taken manually.
Yeah, it does.
So it is not an
You put it
easy
every
thing
day.
to just
That's what I'm trying to
pull
figure out.
But
the
y'all get it for the librarian's report. We get that.
We do it by the month.
month.
We count it by the month.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, I was
So to
saying.
pull,
yeah.
to pull it daily, we have to.
If we
manually
just do
pull it.
the month,
And the devices here don't do that?
We do it monthly.
We do it monthly.
And the software doesn't allow for
walk out there
getting more
and
granular.
We have tried. And we don't get an accurate.
so the ones we had, I think it was last month, that showed, the day of the week and the
Right.
time of the day.
Because
That was-
Crystal went and manually
So that was
checked the gate.
for that.
Labor intensive.
Yes, very labor intensive.
I'm not here on Saturday, so I have to find somebody who will remember to do it on Saturday. It's a whole.
You've got to do it the day of.
So I guess,
Is-
rather than focusing on gate count, what would you like, what are you trying to see? Maybe there's a
Well,
different
we
way to do
initially
it.
started this so that we could see when are the
Right,
peak use times.
okay,
And that's what I'd like to know.
okay.
When are peak, which days, which times of year, so that we can have a
Which time
better
of day.
understanding which time of day.
Hmm.
And I can't imagine there's not like a sensor you could buy on Amazon that would make a count. I think when we make decisions, I think it's important for us to know when are people actually using, when both in the day, in the week, in the year, when are people coming to the library?
Okay. Well, let me see, with that goal in mind, let me see if we can backtrack a different way.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there a farmer's market in town or is there not?
That'd be
Well,
great.
yeah, and that is a big
That'd
thing.
be great to see it.
Wednesdays, if there's farmer market, it goes
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
If there's Blackberry Festival, it might go up or it might be dead. You just don't, you don't know.
Wouldn't that be great to know for planning decisions, to know that consistently, these are ways we can make things happen, or we should avoid.
Yeah.
Or we could cross promote with something.
Yes.
You're in town, oh, come over to the library, it's just a little bit over here.
We have free Wi-Fi.
Okay. Friends of the Library report, Marie.
Okay, well, our August bookstore. No, that would have been the July bookstore. Totals was $572.62. The August book sale was $862.50. They're having another book sale in September. It will be the 6th and 7th, which is what, 2 weeks. And they're doing a special, let's clear out our book room. So it'd be $1 a bag in the Myrtlewood room both days and $10 a bag in the Cedar room. We're hoping to clear out some of our excess because at this time of the year, we get people cleaning house. Their children are getting out of the home, so they're grabbing up everything they had and getting rid of it. The teachers are moving from room to room. They're getting new books. So we get the old ones. And so August is a big time for us to get donations. So since Labor Day was on the first part of them, and the first weekend was at the end of. So anyway, we took the chance and we're going to have a book sale that weekend. So hopefully, if you know anybody that just needs a bag of books, why?
We'll put it on the reader board.
And nothing much. We start our new year for the Friends, the 1st September. So we'll have year-end reports next month.
All right, thank you. Foundation report?
We did not have a meeting this month, but, the foundation is in process of, putting out an annual appeal to, library donors and supporters, and that will be going out next week. And, in past years, we've had 2 fundraisers, and we have, kind of gone to the plan of one fundraiser, really put a lot of effort into it in the spring, and in the fall or late summer, send out information to library supporters and donors. Here's what we've been up to, and that letter that will go out is going to tell them about our efforts to support the Dolly Parton Imagination Library to the tune of $10,000, and then putting $100,000 into revamping and improving the staff work area. And we're excited about being able to make things easier for library staff, and also purchase items that are portable and could be moved into a new library. It just makes sense. If you've ever stepped into that work area, it's these giant things looming over you. It's really, it hems you in, and it's a pretty small area. So that's going to go out next week, and it will include an updated infographic that Sammy is putting together about all the great things the library has done in the past year. And we hope that that is successful in generating some revenue for the foundation.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to being part of that. So.
It's a good group.
Yeah.
And often there are cookies. So
Well,
that's a good thing.
that's a good thing. I think you guys have met at Tin Rooster a couple of times.
Yeah.
When I was there. I saw
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
there, and I'm like, be on this one.
It's a nice bunch. Taking minutes, there's talking everywhere simultaneously, and trying to write down what everybody's saying is a little bit of a challenge, but we get it done.
Awesome. Well, thank you enough for that. Do we have any old business?
I didn't see any.
No, I couldn't think of any either, so.
The bylaws are finally done.
Yeah.
Yes.
That prepares us to move into more fun.
Yeah, so now we get to talk about this gigantic 100-page whatever,
Library standards.
library standards. Then we have to do this every year?
We don't have to.
Okay.
We don't have to do it at all, actually, but,
It's a good idea.
Well, I thought that it said you did.
and I think one of the questions is, do you go through this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Well, what we did is,
Second part, that's the answers.
oh, years ago.
Yeah.
This part. Okay, do we need more?
No, I think we're good.
Well, I don't know if Karen got, oh, you did get
I
that.
did get
Okay.
that. If you have an extra, I might be seeing Julie soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can give you this one when we.
What we've got is we've got the standards that every public library should take a look at. And then we have our answers. Or I shouldn't say our answers, our detail to support our answers in the plan. So,
Except you did the detail, but you didn't give us the answers.
cool. What we're gonna talk about.
Mine
you
has
do
the
the
answer.
detail.
Does yours not have, see, mine has, yes, yes.
No, ours are blank.
Yeah.
No, you're not looking at the right page.
Oh,
Is that it?
That's
an
example.
example.
No, that's the example.
Yeah, I was like, there.
So it really starts for us on page 10.
Oh, there.
Because that's the point, you're supposed to discuss them. So actually, the governance is pretty straightforward and easy for us because we do meet the minimal conditions for legal public library in Oregon. So that's a big yes.
Except on page 12, where it says contact information for the board is made available on the library's website.
But that's not a minimum standard. That's,
It's essential.
That is, okay, hang on, you're leaping ahead. Note it. We meet if you look at service and leadership, 1.1,
Yeah,
the first standard is,
Mhm.
does the library meet minimum conditions? Yes. they
Yes.
do. So, each one of these standards, has, um, various indicators within the standard. So we may meet some and we may not meet all of them, so.
okay.
And we may meet some at some levels and some not at some levels, so it's a multi-tiered
Right.
thing, so. So the second indicator under services and leadership is that community members can safely exercise their intellectual freedom rights. And that lists all the, policies that the board and which this board has adopted.
I was like, we have all of
So yes,
right?
we get a big fat yes on all those. But as you'll see, there is no enhanced and no exemplary status for this because it's just do you or don't you
Right.
on this. Then the next one is that's when we get to the board. And hey, look at there. They regularly adopted bylaws and governance policies. Yay! So we have yes, fulfilled that.
I don't know how familiar we are with ORS 350.
That is, much of that is contained in your bylaws because
Yeah,
that is how a public library is set up with a board.
yeah,
The board does certain things and it basically your bylaws mimic that.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
so.
So I have a question though, when you say, so we go, yes, we do that, I mean, are you self-checking or does somebody come in and?
These are all voluntary standards. Like I said, we don't have to do any of this. The
So,
only thing we have to do as a library is meet the law.
Yeah.
That has set the minimum for a public library.
Yeah.
But this is a way.
so you
this
go
is the-
through and try to decide, yes, we do,
Right,
no, we
and
don't.
that's why there's some backup material if you say,
Yeah.
well, no, we don't. Well, here's a list of whether we do or we don't.
Yeah, I
So,
sat with two screens in front of me.
yeah.
the board and staff are sufficiently trained in relevant state and local laws. Did
And
everybody do the public law,
as far as I know, everybody did their ethics training or your public meeting.
public meeting law? Okay,
Well, so I wrote questions
Okay.
and I have to look on the tablet on page 43.
Helen, for the tree.
there's not even any questions on that one, okay?
Where it says you dedicate at least 0.50 full-time equivalent paid staff time exclusively to library functions. So,
Are you still on the same standard on 11?
No, she's gone back to the explanation
Oh,
of
okay.
what the standards are. It's number 3, right? The bottom of number 3, Peggy.
I just
No,
can't
it's
tell you.
G,
G of number 3.
Yeah.
right above 3, so it'd be number 2.
Well, my question was,
Oh, we have no idea where you got it.
Which document are you looking at?
She is looking at page 43 of the packet, which.
But
is
page 8.
of the book.
Yeah.
oh, so am I behind?
No, you're ahead. No, yeah, you are.
Well.
Well, just,
I wanted to know, what are,
Oh, I see.
He's looking at minimum conditions.
Okay.
what were examples of non-library functions that they would need to put that in there?
What they want is that they want paid staff for the library.
Yeah,
They don't want
I got you.
They don't want the county or the city clerk to come
Okay.
over and open the library for 2 hours.
All right,
That's not
Volunteers.
a real
thing.
thing. You know, that doesn't meet the
Okay.
minimum standards.
so minimum, there's at least a half-time
There's a
person
quarter time
opening the library.
paid staff.
Yeah.
And the paid staff's very important because
Paid staff.
the standards don't want volunteer libraries slapped together and call it a library with nothing, you know, I mean, you can't just because you have a bunch of books in a room does not make it a library. And that's what that's,
Paid professionals.
they want paid staff. Somebody who's paid to run a library, not to open a door. and then walk away. So,
All right, so back to page 11 of the book, or page 40 something. 46 of the
big
packet.
Yeah,
So,
So we, in the indicator of, the community is confident that its library is overseen by a library board and staff are responsible public officials and stewards, we meet all of the minimum standards, and we meet, actually, we meet all of them.
all,
Those
so
are
except we read all of
Because
them.
there are, funds, if any of you want to do anything.
well, on
So,
page 46 of this, which I don't know what it is in the packet.
It's page 11.
Okay,
That's what we're on.
okay, it says, the library provides orientation for new board members.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that that took place. Even though I think your remark on this, that you met essential, enhanced, and exemplary on all of them. But I'm not aware of any, orientation for new board members.
Karen, did you have orientation?
I don't believe so.
Except for Karen. Well, orientation is a loose, I mean, I have met,
We
I
answer
try to meet
questions
with
as they
each,
come
yeah,
up.
I try to meet with each board member as they come up.
It's not like.
Then you get a lap-
standardized.
you get-
But it's not a
Like that.
standardized, we don't have a standardized orientation, but I make sure you have the last month's meetings, minutes. Karen was already up to date on things, so it made hers almost seamless, but make sure they have the last meetings,
They got
minutes,
their iPad.
they've got their stuff, what's the next meeting? That kind of thing, so, but it's not a formal
Onboarding
onboarding
process.
in
Okay.
the sense of we cover X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful to have something that addresses that a little bit.
Like an onboarding packet or
Or
video.
something, or a video you could watch, or something that would kind of clue you in. I know that I felt like I was, kind of floating here for a few months as to what the whole process was and what my role was in it, how deeply I was to be looking at what the expectations were, and I came from a library world. So anyway, something, in some of your narratives, you said it's something that we might do down the line. And I'm suggesting to keep that in mind as a possibility, something we might do down the line.
I feel like, actually in a board meeting, this was one of the things that was happening right around the time I started. So,
Very helpful for a new member.
and I
yeah.
did read through it, so it
Oh.
feels like that could be something, part of an orientation.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Guaranteed, when you join the
Yeah,
board,
like-
this is what you'll get.
Like a
That's
checklist.
shiny news. when you
Okay, the
can't put it
day,
in.
the day you got the iPad,
Yeah.
and yes, you did get all these 3 other things, something on that. order.
Pre-saved link on your iPad.
Ooh.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, now we're on to page 12 or page 47. That's where I circled one.
Okay, which circle?
That's the contact information of the board is not on the website. Our names are listed, but there's no contact information. I even tried, that none of them are live links or anything. And we all have library emails, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't get into it that time, but we got them.
Are the board packets available? I know it's, okay, on the website.
Mhm. Okay.
Real quick, going back a page, under exemplary, library budgets funds for continuing education for board members. What kinds of things have people used that for in the past?
Have
Okay, so we did budget for it.
There's money for it.
Okay.
There's something comes up, then.
What do other libraries do?
Well, I know in the past, like let's see, sometimes they go to the state conference if they want. Just trying to think where I've seen board members. That's probably the one.
I mean, that would be the biggest opportunity for
Right.
professional development.
I don't see many of them there, but
education.
Or a lot of them are a board member for one library and work at another, or something, so they're already there for one or the other.
Mm.
Well, we're talking about the email addresses. I was thinking about, I think there are several of us who don't check the iPad very frequently, and I appreciate the fact that we're now getting the emails, I think, to both, which I had requested, and thank you very much for doing that. But it makes me think that if we do have our library addresses on the website, is there a possibility, and as I was dealing with trying to see when I was getting messages, is there a possibility of not necessarily forwarding to a personal email address, but somehow getting a notification that you have an email in the library email? Because that way I would know to look. So I don't have to be looking all the time in case there is something very infrequently, but I would be notified.
Do you not
Yeah, because
do you
the
not get like the
purpose of
little red
getting
number?
these iPads with a library email address was so that library business wasn't on our personal or work computers, and now we've kind of gone back to the old ways.
I mean, I would prefer it stay on the iPads, because that way if anything happens,
Can we ask Executech if they can write some sort of a script?
I can ask.
Just to notify us, not.
Yeah, just a notification that says you have an email in your library.
I can ask.
Right,
yeah.
because that would solve the whole problem. Then we could go back to only library email addresses, and then also if someone does see on the website and does email any of us, we would know it's there, because if there is something, we want to make sure and respond promptly.
Absolutely.
And then also maybe little cheat sheet on if somebody reaches out to us individually, what kinds of things we say, oh, please talk to you guys.
It could be in the orientation pack.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't want to be going rogue, answering questions that we may not have the correct information for.
And as an individual, you can't act alone.
Right. So we want to make sure that if people are going to be emailing us, we
No,
know
I will
how
ask
to
if they can
handle.
do some sort of application. I don't know. What?
Okay, thank you. I mean, from this next one on page 12, we do have all but truly contact information in those essentials and the enhanced. I think we meet all of them except for that one.
Yep. Okay, so then the next one, the community is informed about the role of the library and its plans for the future. Kind of funny.
I mean, the community is informed if they bother to come to the
Well,
website and look at
Right.
stuff.
You know, we, this is always going to be a battle. I mean,
Yes.
it just always is.
But you make it available,
Yeah.
if somebody needs it, they can find it, or they can contact the library and say, how do I find this? And so it is there.
Right. And so we do have our mission statement on the website. We are working on our strategic plans, but it will be on there when it's ready. We do need to do a technology plan. That has been one of our big downfalls for.
What does that
It
entail?
can range anything from when, a schedule of when to purchase new,
Oh,
what products that are due, what's being withdrawn, just sort of an overview of our technology, both staff side and public side.
okay. So that's on the to-do list.
Yes.
And with regard to the term strategic plan, like, to me, that seems like it's either a document that has a lot of goals or in it, or it's just like a mission statement or something where you just have something static. And I don't really know what
It's the specific plan that has goals and objectives and.
Okay.
And it's in the works. We had a big meeting with, what was her name?
Mary Kay.
Yeah.
Okay, Dahlgren. So the strategic plan is, we haven't seen it yet.
No.
Okay, that's why I thought, I don't know the strategic plan, and I thought I probably.
Our
should.
last one expired during COVID, and so we're
Okay.
on a new one.
All right.
So the meeting that happened last, what was that, November-ish? That was open to the public, is there?
Yeah, you were at the public one, because
Yeah.
I was in there too, yeah.
Is there gonna be another meeting like that?
Well, not for the strategic.
That was
plan.
just for-
That was it, yeah.
Okay.
Part of the problem with this strategic plan is it honestly told us nothing new.
Yeah.
And that's been my struggle with it. I mean, other than they want a new building, but we knew that, I mean. it's
Right.
Well, that
nothing
means marketing,
came out
I
of it.
think marketing.
Marketing and outreach were the two big
Yeah.
things, and so we're working on it. It's just different than it has been in the past, so.
So the staff will understand
They
it
will.
once we have it,
Yeah.
but as of right now, they don't because we don't.
We will, right.
But
we do come in with things on the enhanced and the exempt levy too, so.
I was gonna say, so you guys sit on the other people's boards and things
Several
like
of our
that.
staff do
Yeah.
several.
And I've seen you at city council, so I know you go there.
Yeah.
Except you didn't go last night when I was presenting.
No, I'm sick. I had an exit, you didn't want me there. Yeah, so, next one's about policies and procedures, and then those of you who were here.
We have them all.
The policies, those we try to review about every 3 years, so believe it or not, it's coming again.
Has
Do we,
it been 3 years?
It's been almost 3 years.
It takes 2 to
I
get
know, I'm thinking,
I know, right? Time flies when you're having policy fun.
do
So-
we have a business policy? It says that.
We don't have a business policy because remember, this is for a wide variety of types of public libraries. We don't operate our own finances
Okay.
like special districts do, so we don't really have a business plan in that sense.
Okay.
It's not like we use the city human resources policy. We don't make our own, so we do have them. So we have all of those either of our own or of the city, so.
And they're available on the website if anybody ever wanted to look at them.
Yes, they are.
Multiple languages? No, right?
Not yet.
I have a question. I don't know if this falls in this, the cases out here in the lobby and also the artwork that's in there. Contact information and prices. So is that something that's pretty standard? I hadn't ever noticed that before, and I did notice it when the felted hats came out that, you can buy her stuff.
We let the artists price them and sell them. It's totally between anybody and them. We do not play middleman. No.
Is there an issue about, there's obviously a finite amount of space. Somebody may say, this is a business and I would like to have my stuff there, but somebody else's stuff is there.
We have a policy on it.
There's a policy.
Well, that was not.
Yeah.
Policy.
We have
Yeah.
policy on that.
It's not listed here because it's not one of the ones that other libraries probably have, but we do have an artist space policy or usage of them.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to staff standards. Number 2.
The teen, before you move, the teen, advisory board, I saw in the narrative that you had a new hire and they're gonna start looking at getting something going again. Is there a possibility that the teen advisory from, North Bend and Coos Bay could even help each other with that? I mean, I don't know, but
I mean, look, are you talking about from the public library?
yeah, with the public
I don't know
library.
if
'Cause
they
they did have one. I mean, I haven't been
have one either.
involved and it was easier for them at that time to put it together because they could walk well, they could hear too, but walk from school to the library for their teen program.
Oh, that's her baby to do. I don't know what.
And I'm saying probably 7 years ago, so this could be way history. But I was just trying to think, maybe what would be helpful to get a teen, because they did have a teen advisory here. Yeah, you
Well, we
did.
had briefly one.
Yeah, because one of my students was on it, and yeah, I thought it was a good thing, but then stuff happens,
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just trying to
Yeah,
suggest.
I know she works a lot with the high school, so I'm sure
Okay.
something will come out of that.
Of those indicators, the first one with the staff well qualified, we meet all of those, correct? In the essentials?
Yes,
The only thing we don't meet would be the enhanced teen advisory at this
Correct.
point.
at this point, yeah.
Okay. Page 15 of the book, page 50 of the online.
And that's all personnel, job descriptions, and we have all that either through our own specific or city policies, so. And we do have the volunteers, and they do go through a process.
So they get a orientation or training or something when they volunteer here?
Yes,
There's, because it
That
says,
background check. and
depending
a
on what
bunch of
they're.
others.
well, I suppose that
Different
makes sense too. But it just said a staff dedicated, I thought, someplace to doing that.
Yeah, we have staff that work with volunteers, and it depends on what they're volunteering for.
Yeah, because there are a lot of different.
So do we meet either of the enhanced or the exemplary of that?
We meet the
Category?
enhanced, we don't meet the exemplary.
On either one of the exemplaries, the library maintains a succession plan?
Not for the library positions. No, not for all
Yeah.
positions.
The next indicator is a lot of stuff.
And the trained staff to perform.
Yes.
So that, yes, we meet all of those.
But that goes from 15 to 16 of pages on.
We,
Enhanced and the exemplary as well, or no?
yes,
Yes.
all of them.
All of them.
We're exemplary.
We are exemplary. We're a good library. Diversity and community engagement.
Mhm.
I do have a question, I think about that. It had to do, I think, with the narrative though, and it was using the word minority populations. Yeah, there it is. I'm looking on, I guess maybe we're in
Page
sync.
16 or 51?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they're talking about minority populations, I just thought, what, does somebody have something in mind, like who the minority is? Is it like women versus men? Is it white versus race? Is it age? Is it ethnicity? It's everything.
It would be a smaller population versus.
Whatever it is?
Whichever. different.
Okay,
I'm curious for these, did the past strategic plan and will the future strategic plan include all of these?
Most likely. The past one did include a great deal of this, yeah.
So technically, we can't answer these because we don't actually have our strategic plan.
Correct. But we do, I mean, yes, we don't have it written down in the strategic plan, but
Okay.
we do often fulfill all of these in our regular library duties, so.
Do we know which languages in the community are spoken at more than 10%?
I wondered that too.
There aren't any.
And I don't know how you would find
Spanish
it.
is the largest one, and it's about, well, I don't know spoken wise, but it's the largest population other than English.
I've heard a statistic of 18% in our community. I don't know if that's correct though.
Where would they find that statistics? I mean, I was curious.
We use census data.
Yeah.
And there is Hispanic Alliance.
Yeah.
In this area.
The CUSA
We
Spanish.
work with them all, that.
Cause
Yeah, Spanish is, that's why we have most materials,
Yeah.
not.
And do we have staff that speak Spanish and? Awesome. Okay. And in the enhanced, is that all still part of the strategic plan and we'll hit those?
Well, in enhanced right now, it says if more than 5% of the community speaks a language other than English in the home, we respond by adding staff or volunteers, which we do. We have staff that speak Spanish. And then we also do deliver culturally and socially relevant services. I wouldn't say for necessarily new immigrants, but for those who don't speak the predominant language and have the predominant culture. And then we also do develop programs in the for outreach. Yeah, and outreach. So.
All right. It's like the exemplary was an exact copy of the enhanced.
Except
for the
1%.
1%.
One,
Yeah. Right, which technically we need it. So.
Okay,
Because Spanish is the only,
is the only other language. Yeah.
there are some people that speak other languages, but they don't meet a 1% threshold.
All right, library staff and supporters are active and engaged participants in the community.
Yes, we have, several of our staff serve on other boards, organizations, that type of thing. So, yeah, we're everywhere.
What kinds of boards are folks involved in?
Well, we have two that work with the Goose Hispanic Alliance group. We work with, technically, I don't know if they're on the board or anything, but we work with, the,
South Coast Equity.
Southwest Equity,
The Beat.
the
The
Beat.
Jennifer's on the board of one of the theaters, the Dolphin, I think.
No, not the Dolphin, it's
The other one?
the one in North Bend.
Liberty?
Liberty, there we go.
So yeah, we're everywhere. I'm on the Cuscan Cultural Coalition.
Now, do we provide funds for staff to participate in those?
No, they volunteer.
Okay, because that's, the exemplary says the library provides funds for staff participation in community organizations. and
Sometimes.
I mean, they do it on, they do it on.
Sometimes they do it on work time.
Work time,
So,
well, then
That's
that
funny.
meets the criteria.
Yeah.
Staff duties and responsibilities.
Mhm.
So we not only meet the essential, but we meet enhanced. And we do have an exemplary status also because we do have a dedicated staff member who has formal training in marketing and communication.
Yeah, that really caught my eye. I just wondered who in the state of Oregon has that, because it's just one more endorsement.
Oh, training in marketing and communication?
Yeah,
Oh, well.
so we have
Lots of
them.
people.
Yeah, a lot of people have.
Yeah. No, we have, we sent, 4 people through, a very intense social media training. Thank you. Yeah. Janice gave us the name of the person for that. Yeah. So we,
Good stuff.
did
Well-
some very specific training.
Real quick, there is a single person at the library whose primary focus is coordinating and overseeing public relations for the library.
For social media.
But just social media.
Well,
not
social
the
media and other
entire-
media. I mean, what your definition wants to be. We do have people who focus on PR, yes. And
Yeah,
we have one who dedicates most of her time to it.
and coordinating it with those other folks. Okay.
She's the top of the pyramid on
Okay.
it.
All right, staff development.
Mhm.
How do we do in that one?
Do well on that one also too, because we do provide time for training and learning and teaching. We set goals. We do provide financial support for educational opportunities. Generously funds, for exemplary is a,
Yeah, so I mean, you pay for you to go to conference
yeah,
and.
Yeah.
we do, and others.
Yeah, we have people that go to the conference every.
I just laughed at the
Generous is kind of
Yeah,
subjective.
They don't get to go to Hawaii, but they do get to go to Eugene.
Hey, that's almost as good.
So, but no, we do. try to
It's in the
provide-
budget, it's in the budget, professional development.
Whether online or in person, yes.
And we are part of library professional organization,
Where?
which there's no essential, just enhanced.
I'm
Yeah.
curious about annual goals. Because that's something we as teachers have to set for ourselves. What kind of goals do staff set for themselves?
Well, in their annual review, we have them usually at least try to do a long-term goal and a short-term goal.
And
then-
what might a goal be?
It can be anything from develop a new program to my long-term goal is to, I'm trying to think of one.
Well, like some people want to learn how to do a specific process that they don't know how to do yet, or they may want to become more involved in, marketing, or they may want to be more involved in programming, learn more about particular genres of books that maybe they don't really, like I read science fiction, fantasy, but I'm trying to learn about other genres. So when people
Yeah.
ask for recommendations, So I'm making myself read other genres. Um, So, it's just, it kind of depends on the person.
Okay. So they're not like SMART goals where they're like trying to figure.
Of course they're SMART goals.
Well, when we're talking about books, of course they've got to be, but I mean like.
No,
not
specific,
like
measurable, attainable,
Yeah.
yes, SMART goals.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
We usually, like I said, we usually have a short-term one, to get that sense of accomplishment, and then
Yeah.
a longer term.
Is that done when their annual review comes around?
Yeah.
And the goal that many of us have that we never make, learn more Spanish.
Yeah,
It's a lot harder at this age than.
talk about. Professional library organizations.
We belong to Oregon Library, several people belong to the Oregon Library Association, several belong to American Library Association. There's also Southern Oregon Library Federation that several belong to.
The small rural library association.
No, we don't belong to that anymore.
We got too big for it?
No.
Oh.
Shucks, they do.
Oh.
Well, we have to cut somewhere.
Yeah.
And the staff have the opportunity to participate in activities that support and develop the library
Yeah.
community. And
Several
they
of
give
them are
back.
involved in committees and such with OLA.
Yeah.
And go to the conferences.
Couple of us are on the Orca committee.
Okay.
The org,
And read.
Reader's choice.
yeah, the Reader's Choice thing. Yes, Jen does the teen books and I do the grade 3 through 5, so we read.
Okay, are we doing all of this tonight?
No, I thought at best we could get through 3, but we don't even have to go into 3
Well,
if you don't want
3
to.
is,
3 is tied up in a lot of the policies we've already done,
yeah,
so.
so I think it's in 3.
Okay, yeah, I know, we don't have to do that. But yes, we do have a collection management plan and, absolutely essential for any library. If you don't have one, I am feeling bad for you because then you're just setting yourself up for trouble. But, we have all those things in our policy. We do review it.
Every 3 years.
We do. We also have contracts with our vendors.
That's a city policy anyway. You couldn't do stuff without that, right?
Well,
Yeah.
but we also negotiate with our individuals, with our vendors also to try and get
Better
a real
deal.
policy,
Yeah.
if possible, yeah.
I like the next.
Yeah.
Collection is dynamic.
And then we do have a curated up-to-date diverse collection, which we're constantly working on. We do gather and analyze statistics about that collection so that we know where are we missing things, what are our turnover rates? What else do we need to
Yeah.
get rid of?
So all of the second indicator, the one about the collection data and analysis, we meet all of those.
We do. And then 3.2, the community access to the collection. We do have a digital catalog. And it's kept up to date, it's maintained. Do use national cataloging standards. It's mobile friendly. We do have cover art. And we do have a patron recommendation system on there where you can either star it or put reviews in, that kind of thing. And then it does provide the predictive results that we have. And we do very much have, all users have access to all materials.
Unless they're checked out.
Well, but it was out there.
You can put them on hold.
That's right. And we do get new orders throughout the year, throughout the month, actually. We do provide a library loan. We provide the access to the electronic resources, both state and the ones we choose to purchase ourselves. We do try to make it as simple as possible to check things out. We have both the self-serve, the holds you can pick up and just come to the desk. So we do also purchase culturally appropriate material in the language. We have an ever-increasing Spanish collection. Continues to grow also. We do also provide the access to online databases. We do have basic skills materials for people. And
And then the next page
We go
is,
over to it, there's no exemplary. But we also do have a local history, some local history. We are not the primary caregiver in the,
right,
community, but we do have some things.
and because we're not the primary history holder, do we have to follow the practices of the Society of American
We don't, but
Archivists?
we do.
Okay.
That was my former life. I
Okay,
was a former American archivist. And I do try my darndest.
and we have local governmental,
We do have appropriate documents, but we obviously are not a document library.
Right.
But we do have, I'm trying to think the last one we did, the Coast Guard sent out a plan. We kept, we made it available to the community because obviously we have interest in that.
yeah,
We do provide access to our special collections, our organ collection. And we do participate in a resource sharing consortium.
so this one, that, it goes nice, right?
So yeah,
So now, how many more sessions are there?
there's 7 total. So, the meatier ones are saved for next time because those will be more discussion, a lot of
And this-
programs and services. And that's all in here, yeah. But these are the questions on which these answers are based.
I thought this document overall is exemplary. And I noticed that you were on the committee.
Many a long
How
years.
many years?
This is about the 3rd rendition of the
Yeah.
standards. We've gone through them and we go over them. It's probably time to do it again. And adapt them as they.
Yeah, it is really.
And we worked really hard to try and make it so that all libraries of all sizes could use the
Yeah.
document to,
Mhm.
for themselves.
So I see you're on the committee, so great work. I really mean that.
It was a lot of hair pulling.
Buzzy Nelson, he grew up in Langland. Yeah. So he was president of OLA when I was OASL, so we had a lot of good times together.
All right, so we will continue this process. Yeah, Karen, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, obviously, there's not a lot of time for next meeting because we're gonna be continuing this process, but because, if I remember correctly, there's going to be a joint work session with the city. I think that's in
In
October.
October, yes.
Okay, so what I was thinking, would love to learn more about ESO. So like,
About ESO.
yeah, that like the budget, when you were presenting that to the city, I still am not clear on what the Coos Bay Library is as opposed to the entire county. And then because we have that work session coming up, I thought maybe it would dovetail if you could give us a little lesson in everything ESO. I don't think it's gonna take that long. If you could give us a lovely overview so we understand that more.
Okay.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
You want to do that?
Thank
I
you.
can do it right now. All right.
Here we are.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. ESO is the county level office, and they operate county level services for the library service district, which includes the van runs around and delivers things 6 days a week. They handle all contracts that impact the entire, all 8 libraries. So they're the ones who do the Libby contract. They do some databases. They do, well, they handle all the IT, yes, which is the biggest bulk of what they do. They handle all the interlibrary loans. And they handle what's called outreach from their office, where they go to, what is Evergreen called? What are they called? Assisted living, nursing homes, that type of thing. They also have essentially little free libraries, if you will, in places like the hospital. They have one out in Charleston. They have places that the lack of transportation prohibits some people from getting reading materials. They have one out at the Four Corners store way out on your way to Laverne. And they go around about once a month and kind of replenish that. It's a take and return if you want, So it's paperbacks and things like that. It just provides extra reading materials for people who can't regularly visit a library. So those are their major functions.
And they mail them.
And they offer a mail homebound program also.
Okay, so the financial part that I still would love to get in my
Okay.
head.
So that's a little different. So
Yes.
we have our district
Right,
and all the money from one big taxing district goes into a bucket.
right,
ESO expenses are shaved off the top of that.
okay,
Then the rest of that money is sent to the 8 public libraries to operate their libraries
with that
So-
formula.
with the form.
Okay,
And that formula has gone through iterations and it's a pain in the butt.
so the ESO, so the budget that you presented to, during the city, the budget committee for the
Yes.
city of Coos Bay,
It,
was that for the entire ESO? Or just the Coos Bay portion?
there were 2 different budgets.
Yes.
Yes.
07 and 014, those two
Very good.
funds, right?
The 014 is ESO's budget.
Right.
Essentially, the only ties that city of Coos Bay have to that is they act as a fiscal agent for them. They don't,
That's
they're
like
city employees, they're much like Janice, they're city employees. And they have to follow city personnel, like vacation and, But they technically work for the county. In the sense of the commissioners are the head of the taxing district. She works for them. It's a very convoluted, ridiculous setup.
I'm
So,
good with that.
yes.
The reason you presented that budget to the
Yes.
city of Coos Bay.
Right.
And the ESO is the whole county, right?
Mhm. The city just has to base, that budget had already been through
its own
their
committee.
board,
Mhm.
through the county, and it already been approved at the county level. But because the city of Coos Bay is the fiscal agent, they also have to put their stamp of approval on it too, because they handle the money.
Okay, so it's one bucket of funds that is approved all these different places, is that correct? But the budget is actually kind of presented by you
Yes,
as the executive director of the Coos Bay Library.
right.
Okay.
Because because having to take them on as a fiscal agent, they had to put them somewhere. And they put them with the library. Because
And it fell under you because you're the
Because
executive director.
I technically am Stacy's supervisor, but only in the sense of personnel. I have to make sure she shows up for work, fills out her time card, doesn't break any labor laws. But I do not direct her work. Her work is directed by the Coos Library Board,
The county board.
the County Library Board, yes.
Yeah.
It is very confusing and very convoluted,
Okay.
But
The
amazingly-
confusion was why the budget.
but amazingly gets the job done.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you for explaining that. It was running around in my
Yeah.
head. I appreciate that.
Right, and then I presented our budget as a city firm.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
Okay.
yeah,
Which is how my budget gets presented under the city manager,
right, because she needs to be tied to something in the city.
because they're my fiscal agent.
Right.
Even though my funding comes from 4 different sources.
Right.
Right, I guess the confusion was that Coos Bay is one of 8 libraries?
Yeah.
And it,
Went under her.
that's what that was.
Yeah.
Thank you for finding, yeah.
No, it's actually a good reminder
It's
for all
very
of us.
confusing, and we are the only district set up like this. And
In the whole state.
in the whole state.
Where
That's
where
nice.
are
Like to be
usually
special.
stationed at?
Most are either a county library system, so you have a main library and branches, which was what Douglas County used to be, but then they broke apart. But like Tillamook County
Yeah.
is set up that way. They've got a main library and several branches.
Yeah.
So there's that version, or you can be your own city library, or you can be a special district, which can come in a wide variety of personalities. Then there's ours, which is a county library district, but set up different than other county library districts in the sense of how the board is put together, how the ESO operates. It was a massive compromise at the time when the district was put together. So,
Sure.
and we live with the consequences of it.
So we are on the announcements part of the agenda. Any other, I have an announcement, but is there anybody else who have announcements?
Yeah, Karen and me. Okay, this Saturday is the fourth Saturday of the month. So the Soulmates walking group has transitioned to the community walk, which is the fourth Saturday of every month. And it will be following the order of the guide. This will be the second community walk. So on Mingus Park, Saturday. Anyone want to join us? Mingus Park, 10 a.m.
Okay, thank you. It's also Blackberry Arts Festival this weekend, so just, but my announcement is that ODOT is closing Highway 101, the weekend of Bay Area Fun Festival, south of Bandon, for 2 days, the entire weekend. So just,
Stay in town.
well, that and we're trying to figure out how to get people
Yes,
who would come to this.
Yeah.
That, they need to go either 2 hours out of their way to get here. Well, actually, getting here is not the problem. They're not closing the road until late on Friday. Going home, that's the problem. So we've got hotels that are offering stay an extra night for a really cheap.
Nice. Good idea.
that is smart.
And so that people stay until Monday. But that was,
Can I end on a really bummer note?
yeah,
No,
sure.
Well, we temporarily, for about 2.5 seconds, received a ginormous grant to replace all of our computers throughout the county that I wrote. And then the federal government yanked the.
Thank you.
you didn't spend it in that 2 seconds.
1.5 million went.
Oh.
That's happening in a lot of places. And
It's very sad because that was a. That's a little grant.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that it would come through in the future? Like, in
I
short,
don't know. I mean, we're approved. They will hand it to us if the funding's ever shown up.
So it's awarded, but not available.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just that the money is not in the.
I just need to do all the work for a month.
But congratulations on the successful.
Yes, well,
Yes.
Grant,
It
got
was
1.5.
written on 2 different vacations.
Oh, God. Put that on vacation.
Due dates.